We back outside. Hey, we back outside. But nah, it's only cause it's like a 65-degree day. It's like November, and I'm glad for this though. But like, how is it 65 degrees in the middle, like at the end of November? That's how you know. Like, I don't know if the world's coming to an end, cause I don't know if the world can truly ever come to an end. But it's something in the air, cause that's crazy. But today I wanted to make a video about how I was wrong, and I was wrong about like thinking that I don't need friends, and thinking that I don't need people, and how now, of course, I'm not working, and a lot of limiting beliefs are coming up that I miss having friends, and I do want, that connection and that socialness, but I don't know. I feel like it's like once 16 came, like once 20, like the end of 2019 came, that's when life just became very painful. Like, I always was someone who went through a lot, but it's like once 16 came, that's when it was like I was going to like back to back to back stuff with like just all different kinds of people. It's like I was just getting hurt after hurt after hurt, like by different people. Like, people was just leaving, or people that I known for years. Well, it was only one person, I think, but people that I known for years. This one guy that I knew for years just started acting like, just being very disrespectful, just doing things that he never did in the time he was cool. I started outgrowing a lot of people because, that's when I had my spiritual awakening started. I don't know, it was just very lonely. Like, it was very lonely, and it was just a very dark time in my life. And I don't know, it's like I was just so disconnected. That was like a very dark time. But, as I'm, had this time off too, to like I haven't been in the house, but just sit with myself and just, because I don't have a job, so I have nothing but time. I don't have any friends, so like I said, this whole year, ever since I got fired, I just been thinking a lot about like life, and how I feel, what I truly want, what I truly don't want. And to be honest, I don't think nobody really wants to be alone. I don't think nobody really just ever wants to be alone. But I always wonder that, like, how come some people just have better luck with friendships than others, and how come some people end up lonely? Like, I know we all have those friends that it seems like every time we look, they're in a relationship, or we just had those people that, they're always on the phone, they're always going out, you see them on their Insta story, they're always around a group of people, or just stuff like that. Like, the truth is, I struggle with like loneliness a lot in my life. Like, that's really been a theme. In elementary school, I was very lonely, and just like with family, like, me and my mom never really talked, never really had a relationship. My dad, I think I told y'all about him, so excuse me, y'all. The only people that I really ever had in my family was like my grandma, but and then like my uncle. But with him, he was kind of like a little weird. He used to gang up on me with my dad. So, it's really been kind of a struggle with people for me. Like, but at the same time, I feel like we do need people, because, I look back and I feel like a lot of my funnest and best moments was when I was with other people, or, even if like you're not talking to someone, but you could be playing with someone, watching a movie with someone, right? Or relationships. Like, we all want that. So we need people, but for me in the past, it's been a struggle. I didn't really start having friends till middle school. I told y'all that before, and then in high school, it just like, maybe like things just started clicking with me, like what to do socially and what not to do socially. But like I said, once I turned 17 and that time came, it's like it just all went out the window, no matter how hard I tried. Because I tried making friends after my spiritual awakening, like when I was 17. I remember it was so bad that, like, one time, I don't know if I should put myself out there like that. Should I tell y'all that story? I mean, it's nothing, like, bad, but it's just kind of like, I don't know. But y'all gotta remember, like, too, like, when I was 17, I really didn't have, should I say it? Like, it's like I want to say it, but I don't want to say it. But this video can help somebody right now, too. I don't know. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. I mean, my videos don't be getting views like that anyway right now, so I'm going to say it. Back when I was 17, sometimes, and I'd just be really bored. I meditated, worked out. It was just nothing for me to do. I would just get so bored. I'd just be feeling so like, yeah. Because I really like talking to people at the time, but, I didn't have any friends. Sometimes I would call, like, just certain shops. Like, I might call a pizza shop, or I might call like a spiritual shop, or I would just call a random shop, and I would just, just try to talk to a worker. I'd just be like, hey, what you got going on? How old are you? Just try to start like a basic conversation with them. And yeah, it was a dark time because, and and maybe I was doing something wrong, but like maybe I wasn't, like maybe if I went to more parties, or I went to like more parks, because now I'm like 21, and I'm gonna get back to what I'm saying, but I'm 21 now, and I went to I'll be going to parks and stuff like that. And I wouldn't say I have friends from it, but I met some people. I be meeting people, and I do talk to people, and most of them are younger than me, but it does feel, I don't feel that, you know what I mean? Like, I don't feel that, like, oh, I gotta talk to someone, or I gotta be around someone. But some people say, like, feeling lonely or not liking to be alone is like, you don't love yourself enough, or you need to spend more time with yourself. But like, I don't know, like, if you ever been alone for someone, alone for a long time, and because I grew up basically like the only child. Like, I got a sister, but on my dad's side of the family, I was the only child. So, basically, like, I grew up like alone a lot. And basically, you ever just like be out and you see a group of people, oh my gosh, why is this thing right here leave? But you ever just see like a group of people talking, or you just see a couple and you just get mad, or you be like, you just smack your teeth, you be like, man, F. Like, I don't think I ever said F them, but I did used to say they got easy lives, or what else did I used to say? I used to be like, easy lives, or, you just like start feeling bad, like you're not even trying to bring it up, like it just be stuff like that. So I don't know, but I don't know, man, like, because I be wondering too, like, I remember back in high school, I had this guy, I knew this guy, he was like short, kind of funny. Well, he wasn't even funny, that's the thing, he wasn't really funny, I was funny. But I don't know if that, like, I don't know why, like, hold on, I'm gonna get into it. But he was just like known, he could dress, I'll give him that, but he's just like a regular guy, and I don't know what it was, but it's just like he would just go around and he would just say like random things to people. He'd be like, oh, look at your shoes look sweet. Or he'd be like, oh, you looking sweet, or I mean, maybe you just gotta like start off with a compliment. I don't know, but anyway, he just made friends effortlessly. Like he was friends with, like he was cool with almost everyone, but it's like I would try talking to random people in my school sometimes. Like I remember me and these girls did get cool, but it took a while. But I remember one time it was these group of girls, it was these two girls, and you know, I tried saying what's up to them. This was like senior year. I was like, what's up? And they was like, they looked at me like, they gave me a mean look. They said hi, but you know, and I was just like I asked them some questions. I think I asked them like, I forgot what I asked them. I asked them like 2 questions though. And the one girl answered it, but you know how somebody gives you an answer, but you could tell that, you know what I mean? And the other girl, because like I said, they was twins. Now me and them ended up being cool. We ended up staying with each other every day. That's like another story time. But you know, the other girl, she ain't even say anything to me. And I tried talking to like other random people in my school. Like I just try to say what's up or whatever. I remember this one girl, I dapped her up, and she just was like, oh, I'm gonna dap you up, but I don't really know you. And there was this one girl, she was a freshman, so, you know, but I wasn't really thinking about the age gap at the time. I just wanted to be around people. And I knew her sister. I was cool for sister, so I was like, oh, you know, their sister's cool, and I'm cool for sister. Maybe, you know, I was thinking that. But basically, I tried saying hi to her, and she thought I was trying to go smack at her. And if you don't know what going smack means, it means you're trying to, you know, holler at her, get her number, you know, just stuff like that. So, yeah, she just thought I was trying to go smack at her. And I was really just trying to be friendly, you know? So, like, I don't know if I don't know what it is. Like, it's just like with social, this video might not even be called what I was going to call it at first, but like when it just comes to social settings, and I don't know if it's because like I had strict parents, and you know, because how my parents was, because my mom, well, that's another story, but what was I saying? Yeah, that's another story, but I don't know if it's like what it was, but it's like I always in a way struggled somewhat socially. Like I remember it was like, excuse me, y'all. But the thing is, people say that I'm like weird, or I mean, that's just the thing people say about me. People just be like, you know, you're kind of weird, or you know, I can be like annoying, people say, but like I don't know if that's like what it is, but it's just always been a struggle for me. Like I be seeing people though with like I remember I was at the rec yesterday, and I just see a group of teenagers, and I just saw, well, there was this one, like I'm not gonna lie, there was this one boy, and it's like he kind of wasn't really talking to nobody. You know, he was a teenager too. I'm 21, but he was a teenager too. And, you know, he was kind of like alone, sitting in the corner. He seemed regular, but, you know, we just all got done. Like, it was a wreck, so, you know, maybe he was just tired. I don't know if he was weird. But all the other teens, I seen them all, like, there was like a couple couples, you know, I just seen them all talking, you know, just being around each other, talking, chilling. And, you know, for me, it's like, I never really had that, or if I did, well, I did have it, but then it's like, most times if I did have something like that, it's like I said, I was the butt of the joke in my friend groups. I was, you know, the one that like all the friends would talk about or single out, you know. So, you know, I don't know why it's like that, because, you know, I like to think I'm a cool, like, normal, regular person. You know. And then another thing that got me, well, hold on. Let me finish my thoughts. Because I feel like I'm kind of all over the place. But, yeah, like, I remember I was at Pride one time, y'all, and this was when I had my locks. And it was like Baltimore Pride, and I did, you know, just walk up to a group of people, and I met them. We was cool. We was hanging out, and we all went to go smack at girls, go talk to girls, go get at girls, go get girls' numbers, and um, we're all just going. They're getting girls' numbers, just getting girls' numbers, right? And I think I walked up, like I tried to talk to like 6 or 7 girls. I tried to talk to some girls though, and I only got one girl's number. And my outfit was on point, like my breath didn't stink, like everything was cool. So I have no idea, I just don't be knowing what it is. Like, it's like, I don't know if it's like a karmic lesson. I don't know what it is, but like lately I haven't been feeling like this because I just be trying to stay busy, because when you just sitting down, and that's when your thoughts really. But I used to wonder, like, why is it so hard for me? Like, it's like I don't know. I know I got and it's like I just can't figure it out because, well, I don't know. I feel like I can be very polarizing though. Like, it's like when people first meet me, and I guess it's because I don't know what it is, but when people first meet me, everybody says like I seem so nice, sweet, and innocent. But like when people really know me, like really get to know me, people say, I can be wild, I can be loud. Not even loud in a bad way, but people just say I can be loud. People say I'm not innocent, the ones that really know me. And, people say I can just be goofy, I can be funny, but yeah, so I don't know how I plan to make friends, but I mean, like, I feel like there has to be a group of people or like some girls out there for me though, because it's like a big world out here. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like 8 billion people in the world. There must be one person that I'm gonna click with, but from doing my research, it does seem like spiritual people always end up being like the loners, always end up not having a lot of friends, or the ones that end up being successful. But to be honest, sometimes, like, I don't know. Because, like I said, like, I be on like just Instagram and stuff like that, and and I'm not trying to get y'all to feel sorry for me, but this is just some of the stuff I be thinking. And I just be on Instagram, and I be seeing people that I know just hanging out with others, or people in relationships, or people having fun, and I kind of be like, I wish I had that, or I wish I had the chance to go out with friends, or I wish I had people to go out with and hang out with, because some days I be feeling like, I don't know, like I never really got to live life. Like, I never really got to have those experiences of, like, y'all know I never had a sleepover. I told y'all this before, yeah, because in the other video that's coming out, yeah, but like I said, I never got to have those, like experiences that other people experience. And, I tell, like, I got a person that I talked to, and she was like, well, that's true, but people still have those experiences and they still end up being depressed, or, so I guess it's different. But like I said, like, I just don't want to be alone forever, because, I know I'm 21, but there's just patterns in life. But, maybe there's a lesson that I learned from this. Maybe, but I feel like, hold on, let me slow down. Let me slow down. I feel like I feel like I just be jumping, but there's like patterns, right? Like the kid who ends up being lonely. And I remember, like, I'm not even like, I'm not saying I would never do nothing like that. Like, I never would, rape someone, or, oh my gosh, I hope they don't do that BS they be doing. Cause y'all know that that video that I made about, like, because they took that, they took one of my videos down. Like, YouTube been tripping lately. So you really got to be careful about what you say on this app. But yeah, that, like, people go through patterns, right? Like, say you was like the loner, like you was lonely, or you struggled socially when you were younger, right? 9 times out of 10, that person, or, say you struggled with women when you were younger, right? 9 times out of 10, like, unless that person really puts in some work or really, like, transforms, the way they lived in elementary school is the way they gonna live for the rest of their life. So if you was a lonely kid, like, I remember this one lady said that there was this boy who no one really liked in school. Basically kind of like a story like mine, right? He was like a lonely child. And basically, long story short, he grew up and he did something to someone, something very bad. And long story short, he ended up being unalived by someone else in a ditch. And he was unalived at a young age, so not by himself, by someone else. So, so basically he ended up being lonely as an adult. And, yeah, like, or, you see the people who, was good with girls when they were in high school. They either end up just being a player still when they get older, or they end up, like, settling down, getting married, having kids. So, because, what I'm going to try to do, though, is, because I don't want to sound all doom and gloom, like, maybe it could be the city that I'm in, because I'm in a different city right now than I was when I was in PG. When I was in PG, it was like a little bit, those friends wasn't real friends, though. Some of them was real friends, but because I look up on, because I read stories, and some people say, they moved and that's when they found their person, or that's when things really took off for them. So maybe I do gotta move, and I do feel that, though. Like, I have been feeling this year that I just want to leave where I'm at, get out from my family. So I have hope, but because people, like, hold on, let me finish my sentence. But Baltimore, though, it's like, because I live somewhere in Baltimore, so I do think that Baltimore just isn't just a place where you go and you meet people. But because a lot of people in Baltimore, they say it, but I don't know how true it is, because I be seeing them with people. But a lot of people in Baltimore say they just say to themselves, they don't really try to be around too many people, or they don't have a big circle. So I do think some of it is the environment, because a lot of people here are crazy. Like, I tried talking to some people here, and they was crazy. So there's that. So I'm gonna move to another place. I really want to. I don't want to say too much, but I know I want to move to, and hopefully I meet people there, because I do, like, want to have those experiences. And I kind of, like, it does kind of get to me that, like, sometimes when I was younger, and lately I'm grateful I just stopped thinking about it. I guess I just been worried about other things, but part of me still does wonder, like, what would things have been like, or how would things have been different if I had friends growing up, if I got to go out with those friends, just got to have that fun. But you can't, it's nothing you can really do. Thinking and wondering, what does that really solve? And I just hope, once I move, that things are different, because It's not the move. Like I don't know why. Like y'all, I be seeing endless couples just like on a daily basis. Like I think yesterday I saw like 2 or 3 couples. Like I be seeing couples a lot, and I just be seeing people hanging with their friends and just stuff like that a lot. And that stuff does hit you. Be like, damn. So yeah, y'all, that's that video. But yeah, we do need people, and I was wrong about that. I think I always wanted people around, but I feel like I was just so hurt by people. I was like, F it, I'll be alone for the rest of my life if I have to. But nobody wants to do that. But that's the thing I realized though. Loneliness runs in my family, I think. I remember my grandparents, and I think they're the ones who really set this up. But I remember my grandparents always used to be like, don't be trying to make friends out here. Don't be trying to talk to people and stuff like that. So, maybe that's why I struggle, because I wasn't put in social situations that much, because I don't know. But that's it for this video, y'all. I feel like now I'm just talking. So yeah, see y'all in the next video.